Beards and blokes, lovely people, this is Spike from the Deaf. You're watching Toasted. Keep watching. Keep going. I love your band.
Spike,
You onthouden.
you gotta talk English now, man.
Yes, welcome, Toasted.
The first question.
First question.
You play the Vox guitar and you play the Vox bass. Do you actually use them while recording as well?
Yes, we did, but not all the time. For our last album, we decided to record songs totally live. Like the whole band, the four of us in one room, in a vintage studio, all analog tape machines and an old Soundcraft desk from begin 70s, which Ennio Morricone used. Actually.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not shitting you.
How
but
did you get that?
Well, the guy in the studio from Amsterdam, he got it in his studio, and it's like the old desk with which Ennio used to record his 70s. It's not like the 60s, not like Once Upon a Time in the West, but the 70s Western soundtracks. He recorded it on that table, so it's got a desert taste. And that was the right thing. There was the cherry on the cake. But
hey,
yeah,
you played.
But yeah. So I'm talking about a fucking sound table, and people probably think, what the fuck is he talking about? But for some songs, Janneke Miss Fuzz used also was it the Hagström? Scandinavian Hagström from the 60s hollow body bass guitar.
Shit.
And for the rest it was Vox, all Vox amplifiers, Vox guitars, a little bit like the fuzz tones.
People were like, either amazing guitars or fucking ugly.
Well, it's like a sop. You know, you love it or you hate it. But if you love it, you gotta acknowledge
You
that.
love it to death.
No, but like if you love it till death, but you can also see that the people that drive Saab cars, like classic Saab cars, there are a typical kind of people, right? They're
Kind.
well, I'm not sure because most of the time they're doctors.
It's like a dentist.
And when they're at work, they try to be nice, but then when they're not at work and they drive around in their Saab, they're not. But lawyers, writers,
Intelligent people.
yeah, if maybe.
You played here this morning. Pinkpop Festival is of course very famous in Holland. It's the oldest festival in the world. You played at stage 4, which is still massive, man. And you filled it.
Totally. Totally. It was the smallest stage on this huge, gigantic festival. But then still, the stage 4 was big, and I didn't have the chance to count them all. But it was a packed crowd and a packed tent. A lot of people was there, and then the nicest thing of Pinkpop is it's an honest, true audience. If they dig it,
They're in there.
They're if they don't dig it, if they don't eat,
They just walk out.
They can be pretty impolite and they throw beer at you. I've seen it happen.
Well, you can catch one beer, but a couple of hundred is probably a problem.
Yeah, I try to improve myself every night. I'm working on it, but till now, it goes the good way.
Hey, for all those people who don't know the Deaf, of course you guys are famous in Holland. 2 records out. You yourself are famous for playing in another band, Direct, which was a stadium filler, still is a stadium filler actually. But I think, to be honest, with the Deaf, you guys stand a good chance of being popular outside of Holland as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Hey, gotta do this still. Keeps feeling it's a one-way ticket from hell. I
It doesn't really make sense to talk about Direct a lot because people don't, probably most of the people that watch this video don't know that band. which is fine. But the Def is a more independent band, and we work with the first 5-6 years we worked totally independent. We raised our own record company, and we only played in Holland. But then we played at South by Southwest, which was a great opportunity and a great chance to see what people thought of our music abroad.
How was it?
Well, it was quite amazing, and the nicest thing was Clem Burke,
No way.
the drummer of Blondie, stood in the crowd.
Shitting me?
No, I'm still sitting, and he was in the crowd. And he said he was blown away by the show. So we had a chat in the dressing room with him, and he said, "You guys should not stay in Holland. You know, you guys should play here and in Europe." And we scratched each other behind the ear. This is what we say in Holland. And like, that sounds like maybe it's possible. You know, we never thought across the border. You know, it was like, we don't have a lot of time when we go touring. We tour in Holland, but after that gig, we thought, yeah, well, let's try it.
Yeah.
So we started in Germany last April. We did their shows in Hamburg, Berlin, and Cologne.
How was that? Did people actually show up?
Well,
I mean, you have to begin from the bottom, right?
That's the whole thing. We went there, so I was thinking, okay, people don't know us. Our record is out there in Germany, but just for 1 week then. So we should be lucky to have 10 people in the audience.
Yeah.
But we did very small venues, which we love actually, because the stage is low, and you can feel the sweat of the audience, and
Atmosphere is great.
atmosphere is really great because we've got very enthusiastic sweat, you know, and the people in the audience, they should always stand like as close as possible to feel our sweat, and it's the interaction of sweat, right? So and that's the key, I think.
So actually people showed up.
People showed up. That's why we wanted to go. People showed up, and there were like 50, 60, sometimes 80 people for a first tour, and we were very grateful for that.
And now you're going to Spain as well, and more touring in Germany as well.
Well, like going to Spain is for us, as we are all great lovers of garage music and garage punk and 60s music, and we know from stories from other bands and friends that Spain has got this really enthusiastic live scene of garage monsters and zombies and guys and girls that just want to go crazy on garage music. So I cannot wait to go there and to see how their sweat tastes like.
Hey, second record. People said it's more mellow. I don't know if that's true, but great singing of you and the bass player.
Well, the thing is, it's our second record. I think the way we recorded it was much rawer than the first one, because it's recorded in one room with vintage mics on tape. The computer and Pro Tools and that kind of stuff, it was shut down.
So it's all analog.
All analog on tape. So the sound, but that's the most legendary drummer from Holland. He doesn't want to be on camera, but he actually is. The way of recording that last record is way much more raw than the first one.
I think the band was more a band. I mean, it's really the singing. It was almost like close harmony, but really good. Man.
Yeah, at every record, you don't want to repeat this old formula you did on the record before, because people like it. I think you should always try to surprise people, your audience, to do something new, you know, and drag them into your own little adventure of discovering music. It will always be inspired by 60s and will always be inspired by garage. But I mean, if you got a Greg Cartwright from Raining Sound, Oblivions, and Compulsive Gamblers, I mean, those three bands are totally there are three different bands, but still garage, still inspired by 60s. He wrote all the songs, and I love those bands. I love Greg Cartwright,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. I don't want to be stuck in a box that's called garage punk. You know, the influences are wide, and that spectrum should be wide.
Talking about garage, but I think this record proved that you're not a gimmick. It's not a funny band that was inspired by a certain era or a certain genre. This is really proper songwriting. Again, I mean, the first record was really good too, but I mean, I was really surprised about the songs. Great songs.
Thank you very much.
I mean, they transcend the genre.
I hate the term proper. I think it's brilliant.
Brilliant songs. God damn it. God. No, but you agree, right? I mean, I think for a second record, which is like the most difficult record to make, you guys grew a lot.
The thing is, for a lot of bands, the second album is hard to make because if the first one is successful, the second album, a lot of opinions come into the studio. You're in the studio, you try to record your band the same way you recorded it the first time. Yeah. But if it's successful the first time, a lot of people are interfering. A lot of people got an opinion, and they try to, they do this, and you know, they try to continue the success. Only, I think the most important thing is, when the first record is important, you should only listen to your own, your band, yourself. Yeah. You know what you want to do, and of course, if you got the key of, I think it all starts with great songwriting. If you got a great tune, if you got a great melody, a great song, you can be a pop band or a rock band or a jazz band or whatever, a country band. You can be a garage 60s band. Just record the song you think is the best, the way you like it the most. And that's the thing with the Def. We've never had people in the studio that said, I don't know if that's a single, you should try or work on that melody because then maybe it can be on the radio, you know. We've never had that. So it's all very pure what we do and what we release. Because
are you guys having fun?
No. Especially now.
Fuck off.
Of course I do, man. It's
no, but I mean,
look
playing
around.
in the band. No, playing in the band, like playing in the Def. I mean, looks like you guys are having just fun non-stop, man.
It is. The thing is, the Def started as a group of 4 friends hanging around, drinking beer in a bar, and sharing the same kind of music that we love, and we translated that into our instruments and into this band. Yeah. But every time we go into a van, we always drive ourselves, you know, go to the gig together. It's always like a school trip, you know. I'm in high school. When I was in high school, I wanted to be in a band that the only thing I cared about was touring, and I'm now doing that with 3 of my best friends. So that's amazing to do that, and to even have people in Spain, in Barcelona, Madrid, and Valencia, to have them saying, "Hey, come you over. 4 friends from The Hague, Holland, come on over. We like your music. We dig your music. Come play." So I'm sure it's going to be a blast and it's going to be a good time.
And I'm sure it's not going to stop there, because I'm sure you guys are going to play way more gigs all over Europe at least. But I mean, do you guys have plans to go to the States as well? Because I think your music would go down really well there.
We love to go. We've been to Austin, Texas 2 times at the South by Southwest Festival, and it was awesome, and we had a really good response. But the thing is, to really get it going on in the States, you have to go there at least for a month. Yeah. You know, to have all the cities covered, play everywhere. Oh, yeah. And the thing is, we all do. We all have bands besides the Def, so we don't have the time to do 2 months. But you know, if there is a possibility to play there, of course we will go there. But America is a really big country.
Maybe you should quit all the other bands and just focus on the Def.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we should all combine it, like we do now, like we do best.
I love the Def.
Me too, man. Thank you. Now give me your pants, because it's the great pants, the best pants to conquer a country.
No, the zip is broken.
Oh, even better. Okay. All right, let's get a beer.